All right, so first of all, test. Same exact layout as your other one. There's really no difference. Shh. Okay, all right, number one, you're gonna graph. Make sure that you know how to shift it right and left, up and down, know what the amplitude is, know what the period lengths are for the spacings. That's a certain type of function. Remember, number one could be a cosine or sine, just know which one you're drawing. Number two, same thing, right and left, up and down, know your amplitude, know your period. It's either going to be a secant or cosecant problem. You should know what those are and what they tail. Remember, your clue for number two, whatever trig function I give you there, you need to draw what the opposite of it was. Like, if it was a secant, you're going to draw the cosine graph. If it was cosecant, then you draw the secant graph off of that. Or sine goes with cosecant. Cosecant.
Can I just draw them both? And then we know what you're talking about.
Okay. All right.
I don't let the man talk.
So remember, secant goes with cosine, cosecant goes with sine. That's how it works. Okay. Tangent or cotangent for number three. Make sure you know how to shift it right and left if it requires it. Up and down, amplitude, that type of thing. Period. Okay. Number four, you're going to draw. Remember, show me end behavior. So end behavior is affected by where the asymptotes are, like horizontal, vertical. Know where the x-intercepts are or y-intercept, if it has any. Horizontal asymptotes, if it has any, where they're at, you know, if they're at 0 or if they're at a certain number, that type of thing. Make a sketch. Make sure off to the side, you know, where I have those like bulleted points, make sure you like list what your items were. Like my x-intercepts were this and this. That way, when I look at the graph, it makes sense what I'm looking at, because sometimes the dots are really close together sometimes.
So if we have them all right over here and we just screw up on our stuff, it's
yeah,
fine.
you could still get points. So, all right, number five, same thing. It's just a different graph. You know, I want you to be able to figure out the symmetry, figure out the x-intercepts, you know, that type of thing, and behavior. You know, just do the same rules. Just make sure off to the side where the bullets are, you're listing off what your objects are, like what your, you know, end behavior is, where the tails go, and all that good stuff. 6, you're telling me the answers for A through F. Okay, you're telling me the answers for those limits. Question?
Well, I need a calculator.
Probably.
Okay. Here, Eric, you can just come sit by me during section.
Okay. All right, I have one right here if you need it.
Well,
Oh, okay, all right. But you have to give me the answers for those limits. Use your graph that I provide you to tell me if it definitely has an answer or not. Big thing is, hey, yeah, she's taking a break. The big thing is on this, on the limits on number 6, if the negative or plus sign's behind the number, behind it, that means you're approaching from the right or left. If it's in front of the number, the plus or minus sign's in front, that means it's like a positive or negative number, like positive 2 versus negative 2, that type of thing. So just keep track of that. 7 and 8, you're approaching those to a certain direction. X is heading a certain way, right or left, and you're going to tell me where the tail would go. Is it going towards positive infinity, negative infinity? Is it going towards a certain number? It really requires if you know what the horizontal asymptotes are. If it has a horizontal, where's it going? That's where the tails would go. So you just have to tell me the number. I'm looking on number 7 and 8. I'm looking for like a digit, or you're telling me it's going to like positive or negative infinity. That's the only options you have. Okay. All right. Take your time. If you have questions, you can attempt to ask. I will not guarantee that I'll answer them.
So like that. Right? Because boom, boom.
Okay. That's where it's going.
Like that is a possible, like
Possible.
that's-
It's a
I-
possibility.
You still typed out PI.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna fail.
Very angry.